If you're a man or a father feeling trapped by addiction, struggling to show up for yourself or your family, this video is for you. I know what it's like to feel lost in the cycle of addiction, alcohol consumption, feeling like there's no way out, but there is. Today, I'm diving into the real work of healing and reclaiming your power as a man and a father. This isn't just about stopping the behavior. This is about going inward and completely transforming your life from the inside out. Stick with me because this might be the start of your journey towards freedom, strength, and true connection with yourself and your children. So let's dive in. So in my previous videos, I've talked a lot about addiction. What addiction is, where does it come from that deeper emotional pain underneath that fuels that addiction, and how addiction might show up in one's life. If you haven't checked out those videos, I highly encourage you to do so. Go through my library, or I'll pop a couple up on the screen. But really go through and watch those videos because it sets the foundation for what we're talking about today. Today, I want to go deeper into the solution. This is about really healing your addiction and how to move through it in order to reclaim your power as a man and a father. But here's the hard truth about addiction and healing, and this might be hard to hear, but your addiction, whatever form or fashion that it's shown up in your life, whether it's drinking, drugs, or whatever compulsive behavior that you've found, it isn't your problem. It's actually your solution. It's the solution that you've found in order to run from all the deeper pain within, all the unresolved trauma, the deeper wounds and the unmet needs. And healing, it isn't about your willpower. It isn't about fighting the addiction. True healing is about going within to the root of that pain and facing that pain once and for all, and feeling that pain in order to move through it. It is about addressing what's really underneath so you can finally live free of that addiction and truly show up for yourself, your family, and or your children. So let's dive into the solution. Healing starts with one of the hardest steps, admitting that there's a problem. As fathers, we carry the weight of a lot of responsibility, so to admit that we're struggling can seem like a failure. But trust me, it's not. Admitting you have a problem is really a strength, because in order to change that problem, you first have to be honest with yourself, vulnerable with yourself, and admit that there is a problem in order to change that. And awareness of that problem and honesty is the foundation for change. So really become aware of how much this problem, this destruction, this addiction is controlling your life, and get honest with yourself. And from that place, the admittance will be your catalyst of change. But you have to face the truth of how much your addiction is truly taking over your life and affecting your ability to show up for yourself and your family as the man that you know that you can be. So the next step of the healing process is emotional healing. Right after we admit that we have a problem and we remove this destructive behavior, this addiction from our lives, whether it's the drink, the drug, whatever compulsive behavior, when we remove that, being that we've been using this addictive behavior in order to numb out those emotions, the next thing that's going to happen is overwhelming emotions from within are going to arise. So we need to find places, people, and things that allow us to express these emotions in a safe way, especially as men and fathers in this world. Probably when you get sober, the biggest emotions that arise are going to be shame, guilt, and that fear of failure. As men in this world, we don't often have ways to express our emotions or places where we can express our emotions in a safe way of not being judged. So it's really important to find these people, places, and things and where you can allow those emotions to come up and come out in a non-judgmental way. So what is this? There's tons of support groups out there, 12-step recovery groups, or other addiction support groups, or online support groups that create safe spaces where you can sit and you can just talk about what is coming up for you. And all of that unprocessed emotion can come out in a safe space that's not judged. That's huge. Or you can sit with a counselor, a therapist, or a coach that really understands this stuff, that's been there, that knows how to be with you in those emotions and hold you in those emotions in a safe and supportive way to allow you to move through it. This is what I do in my work, is a lot around emotional mastery. That's the thing, you have to learn how to move through it without the need to escape from it and return to that addictive behavior. There's plenty of ways to do this, and a powerful tool for that is journaling. So I highly encourage you to get that journal out and just start writing whatever comes out. All of that stuff within needs to come out in these productive ways. And that's the process, is letting them come in out and then learning the tools and practices in order to start managing your emotions in more productive ways instead of destructive ways and escaping and running back to that addiction. The next step in the healing process is building connection. Building connections with yourself and others. Addiction thrives in isolation, but healing begins through connection. And especially as men and as a father, building that connection with yourself, your children, your community, and especially building that connection with other men is essential for recovery. When you truly open your heart vulnerably, you connect with other people on what's really going on within you. This is the antidote to what's really driving that addiction in the first place. Because that addiction comes from a place of feeling alone, feeling overwhelmed. Like I have to take this on all by myself. I have all this unprocessed emotion that I don't know how to be with. But when I start to connect with myself through the emotional practices and getting that emotion out, and then with others and being seen, heard, and felt in those emotions, it immediately opens the heart and it takes a weight off of your shoulders and it creates a supportive environment for continued healing to occur. So find those places and those people to connect with early on and lean in and be vulnerable. You got this. The next paramount piece in the healing process is to develop healthy practices. Especially early on, it's really important to find ways to substitute all that destructive behavior that you're used to with new healthy routines. And this might look like starting each day with meditation, or to take the time to start exercising and moving your body again, or to practice gratitude. Whatever these practices that you find that work for you are, these habits will help you stay grounded and present in order to move through the difficult times. And I recommend getting these practices early on in order to get you through the tougher moments, but also to lay the foundation in order to set you up for a long-term and successful sobriety and recovery. And these habits will help you not only stay present for yourself, but also for your loved ones, your family, and especially your children. So I've talked about 4 key steps in the healing process, but I want to say a quick note about the healing journey as a whole. The healing journey takes time. The most important is that you start taking the steps to enter that healing journey and to be kind and gentle with yourself along the way. Get the support that you need, start building that connection, do the emotional work, and develop those healthy practices. And most of all, find that way that you can go deep within and start to move through all of that unprocessed emotion, all that unresolved trauma, all those deeper emotions, all those resentments, those fears, all that denial, that shame, that guilt that you hold. It's okay. And find that support and develop these practices in order to get you through. Now, how do you go about doing that? How do you get that help? Let's go into that a little bit more. There's many different ways to heal, and there's many different ways to get that support to healing. Sometimes the best way is to seek professional guidance, working with a therapist or a coach or a mentor who really understands addiction, and also being a man and being a father that can really help you navigate those emotional layers and set up a clear plan of healing for sustainable recovery. Another way to go about the healing journey is community support. Remember, you do not have to do this alone, nor should you. There's tons of community support groups out there, or 12-step fellowships that can get you on the healing process and support you through that journey. And there's tons of men's groups out there, or groups for fathers, to be around people that know your struggle and that can give you that support and hold you in that emotional process without judgment as you go through your recovery. It's very paramount to find this community aspect to incorporate into your healing process. Whether it is a recovery group or a mentorship program or my own 12-week program, being part of something and being with somebody, and especially a brotherhood, carries such weight and makes a huge difference in the healing process. And I'll reiterate how paramount finding your personal practices and your tools are in the healing journey. As you go through this journey of sobriety and removing that addiction from your life, like I said, a lot of emotions are going to come up. A lot of triggers are going to happen as you face life sober on life's terms. So to have these tools in place in order to help you get through those triggering moments is paramount. Find these practices that you can incorporate on your own in those challenging moments, in those triggering moments where you want to run to that addiction to escape. Find these practices to help ground you in, and these will be the personal tools that you start using today. So whether it is journaling, meditating, exercising, breathing, practicing gratitude, or even intentional time with friends, family, and your kids can be an important practice in order to help you carry through your healing journey. Find these personal practices and make them part of your being, and be vulnerable with it. Be honest about it with those around you, and have them be incorporated into that practice, that personal practice. But whatever it is, find it and make it your own, and own your recovery. The healing process isn't just about breaking free from addiction. This is about truly transforming your life in all the ways and stepping into a new version of yourself that you've always wanted to be. Free from that addiction, living a life happy with who you are, knowing what your purpose is, and living in integrity with that purpose through your actions. This journey will no doubt test you, but the rewards, all the freedom, all the connection, the empowerment that you will feel, they are worth it. You deserve to live a life free of this burden, and your loved ones, especially your kids, deserve to see you at your best. So trust me, this journey is worth it. And you are worth it. If this video spoke to you, take that first step today. Admit to yourself. Start journaling what's really going on inside of you. Reach out for help. Find that person and that support that can get you through this healing journey and to step into a life of freedom. And if you're ready to dive deeper, join my 12-week mentorship program where I guide men and fathers just like you through a life-changing, transformative journey. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more content like this around addiction, personal growth, fatherhood, and transformation. And comment below where you're at in your healing journey. I'd love to hear your story. Remember, your story can always inspire another to take that first powerful step. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.